Good morning, everybody. I am sorry that we couldn't be live this week for the November Thursday Club, but I'm actually in Alabama, sitting in the service center right now, getting some work done on Tilly the RV. So if you hear a little bit of noise in the background, that's what it is. So we're going to continue on our journey of getting unstuck. I'm actually working with my personal coach right now on some things that I feel like I'm stuck in. So there's a big misconception with a lot of people, like when I'm very vulnerable and I talk about things that I'm working through, that I have this perfect and I've figured it all out. That is not true. In fact, the Thursday Club started because of my Thursday emails and things that I just started journaling of issues I was having and sort of sharing my journey of how I've worked through them. So when I was working every week, I meet with my coach for an hour on Wednesdays. So the timing is actually perfect. And he dove into something with me yesterday that I wanted to share because I think it'll be incredibly helpful. And it's all about really honoring your time and honoring what's important to you. And for me, we were talking about income producing activities, because I was talking about some things that in my companies, I had a lot going on. I'm running two businesses, and COVID, of course, has, threw some kinks in things. And I also travel full time. So it's really kind of just figuring it all out. And I felt like I was, working 16-hour days and not getting anything really accomplished. So I was feeling bad about myself. And one of the things that we worked on in my session yesterday was this whole feeling of trying to please other people and feel guilty. And I know it's going to resonate with so many of you, right? So he said to me, he said, Cindy, if you are feeling guilty about something, then that is not serving you at all, which logically, of course, made sense. But then he's like, you're not really getting what I mean. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. I mean, obviously, I don't want to feel guilty. And he's like, think about it. If you're feeling guilty, that means that whatever you're doing is not really productive. And I'm not talking about feeling guilty over something, that bad that you've done. I'm talking about feeling guilty over disappointing somebody else. So I am such a huge fan of personal development, and I actually enjoy that part of it. But what's happening now is I have, mentors that I work with and business colleagues, and they're like, you should do this training, you should do that training, you should do this one, you should do that, you should read this book. And I want to do them all. But what's happening is I'm tipping my toes in a bunch of different things and I'm not accomplishing anything. And because I'm spreading myself too thin, I'm not getting anything accomplished. So PK said something very profound to me. He's like, more is not more. So just because you put in a 16-hour day or you're putting in 100 hours on something doesn't mean that that's what you should be doing. So when you talk about getting unstuck, it's being incredibly, incredibly intentional with not only what you want, which we've talked about a lot, but how you're going to get there. So, I've talked incessantly about, having a plan and my whole Napoleon Hill obsession. And, a dream is a goal. A goal is a dream with a deadline, right? So you have to actually have a plan to get there, but need to be very specific about it. So for me, I was doing all of these things and I was never getting some downtime. Obviously burnt out, like many of you, I haven't had a vacation in 2 years. So that's starting to weigh on me. And because of my knee, I haven't been able to go hiking. So all of those emotional releases just haven't happened to me. So what I've done is I've kind of tripled down in a bad way with all my personal development stuff. And actually had a friend who left the Thursday Club yesterday because he's like, I just have too much stuff going on. And I had to so honor that. I was like, it's totally cool. It's totally cool. So this is my homework for you, is I want you to spend an hour and just, for me, I have my iPad, but, your notebook, your journal, whatever. And really, go back to that vision board and what is it that you really want? And then think about what you're doing to get there. Are you plugging into too many things? Are you not honoring downtime? Are you not exercising? You're not eating well. You're not doing all of those things because you're spending so much time. And you don't have to prove anything to me. You don't have to prove anything to your kids, your mother, your father, your coworkers, even your coach or your mentor. Like, you don't have to prove anything to anybody. So stop feeling guilty about that. Just stop. Because I was feeling bad, like if I didn't show up for something, like a training or a meeting, or if somebody asked me to, meet them for coffee before all the COVID stuff, spiked again. And what happens is I was making those appointments and then I was turning around and canceling them because I got overwhelmed. And it's stupid. I should have just been honest in the first place and said, hi Jay, I would love to have coffee with you, but I have too much going on right now. And I really need to honor my space in order to get to go, where I'm going and not feel guilty about that. So whether it's Catholic guilt, Jewish guilt, mommy guilt, daddy guilt, friend guilt, whatever, you need to really just let it go because it's not serving you. So that's my lesson for the day, is kind of, like I said, go back. What is it that you're really doing? Where are you spending your time? I'm all about the time blocking as well. So that's what I'm actually going to work on today when I stop this video. I've got my iPad out. I've got my Notability app. So if you guys are iPad users with the stylus and you're not using Notability, you're missing out. So I've got my a journal section and in my app. And so today I'm going to go back and write down my goals and what are the things that are really going to get me? What are the things that are really, really going to help me? Who do I need to connect with? And who do I need to, I'm not get rid of, but who do I need to just be honest with and say, you know what, this isn't for me right now, or I can't spend time on this right now. Like, I love you, but this isn't serving my purpose right now. And just be bold about that and honor it. So have an amazing day. Hoping that we can get everything fixed here and be on our way to fly back up north to spend some time with family, if we even can do that, in Connecticut. And then God only knows where I'm going to head out. But I'm really excited to dive into my own journey today and kind of regroup on what I'm doing and where I'm going and what I need to do to get there, and stop the craziness of 16-hour days, because it is not serving me. So anyway, that was my lesson. Hope it helps you.